Hello, Coven.
Hi, guys. This is Sam.
This is Susie.
I hope you're all doing well. We thought it'd be fun to do a Thanksgiving Minisode.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It is a time for thankfulness, and so we thank
Gratitude.
you to all of you who have been listening to us so far.
Yes, thank you.
We're just like literally floored, I think.
Yeah.
We were like, it'll be our moms and like us that'll listen to it each week.
We have a lot to listen.
We do.
Y'all were
I'm
what
impressed.
my kind of first expectation. I mean, I figured it would grow a little in time, but like for initial response, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I mean,
Even after 4 episodes, we were up in like the 200 listens already, and like...
Yeah, we're
there's
really impressed.
interesting topics that I think a lot of people resonate with and might have, similar feelings about. So it's
Yeah, and I'm so glad that we sort of have taken the approach that we have. Like we haven't, although yes, like Sam and I identify to some degrees and have certain beliefs that are in relation to the paganism, and Susie's sort of re-exploring some of this largely with us, and to a degree by herself.
I agree with that, both.
You think, yeah, right? That seems like kind of like how you described it in the first episode.
I think eventually
be
we'll
discovering or whatever.
I think eventually we'll all delve into kind of what has drawn us to it and kind of our paths.
And that's going to come out over time. But like, we're so much more than just that. We have, we live in today's world, like we said in the first episode, and like we're experiencing the now as all of you are, and so we really wanted this podcast to be about our lives to a certain degree and our thoughts, and yeah.
So given that, basically, we kind of were
So
talking about how this year, because I know you were just talking about kind of being in line with the times, given pandemic life, we were going to kind of talk about how we used to celebrate versus how we're celebrating this year.
Yes. Because it's going to be really different for a lot of people this year. And
actually, guys, first, ritual. It is a mini-sode.
Oh, it
so
is a mini-sode,
light
but
the ritual candle.
Yes. Okay.
Woo.
Susie's going for it.
Ooh. I feel special every time I light this. I don't know if I've ever lit this before, to be honest. So this is the first time I'm feeling special.
Yeah, I don't remember which of you. It was one of you two, but I don't remember which.
It might have
who did
been
it
me.
last episode.
I was playing with the silly spoon.
Or the last episode that we recorded.
Either
because,
way,
again,
I'm sure it's going to be trading.
Our episodes come out
chaotically.
We are chaos in human form in this regard. But
that's why we have so many listeners. No, I'm just kidding.
But so we're talking about what we used to do versus now, and our traditions have sort of shifted over the years, at least in terms of the family that we share. But I'm sure that's probably true even on the sides of the family that we don't share. So like on our dad's sides,
people's lives change and just things change in general. So you kind of trade where you celebrate and who you celebrate with on a typical basis. So that kind of throughout our time anyways, like we used to celebrate. There's
usually some like core family on each side to a degree. Although that's just a little bit,
at least hopefully for most. I mean, some people,
not all people
really
have that for sure.
That.
At least,
so
I mean,
that's something that we are grateful for. That's another thing that we were going to talk about. Is just what we are grateful for, and honestly, that's one of the things that I'm grateful for. But anyways, but no, for real though, I do think that like the family thing, it definitely is something that, especially this year, because of everything that's going on, has become more profound in everyone's life. I hope than ever before, because. Not only just with us becoming, like me, I'm a new mother this year. I think that has definitely put things in line with me. But also, just with this pandemic going on, you really are starting to value time and the times that you get to spend with the people that you love. And especially with us doing this, it's also, very much brought to the forefront of my life what you can really accomplish when you collaborate with people that support you. And I feel like, it's something that I've been super grateful for, and I hope that there's other people that have experienced something similar. So.
So what we used to do, this has shifted, like I said. So we used to, I think the earliest memories I have, at least, of Thanksgiving was at least for the shared side of the family that we have.
Yeah.
Was at our grandma's house.
Yeah.
So Granny and Gramps. And so, is that the first memories that you guys have too, is Granny and Gramps?
And I feel like there was always a ham and a turkey.
Always ham and a turkey. We've always had both.
Yes.
That I remember.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, still to this day, that is an upheld tradition on this side of the family, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's the people
And
that will only
lots
do
of mashed
ham.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Well, because Grandma
Like
makes such a good ham.
She does.
3 buckets of mashed potatoes.
Yes, we are mashed potato fiends on this side of the family.
We really are.
And dirt pudding
It's
fiends. I'm the one that makes the dirt pudding, and I'm just saying.
You do now,
like,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah,
make 2 whole
Mhm.
things of it now, and that's usually demolished. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to like share that recipe. Every time I have shared that recipe or brought it somewhere, everyone wants the recipe for that.
Dude, it
Everyone.
is amazing. I will share it. I'm not one that's too greedy to not. Everyone should know about this recipe. It's so easy to make.
So
It
can we
requires no
each
cooking.
like write out a recipe? Just write out a recipe in the next
Yes.
couple of days. I can
Sure.
share it on a blog.
Yes.
Sure.
Maybe that'll be the new thing.
Maybe that'll be
and
part
maybe
of the
it'll premiere
newsletter.
as a
Yeah.
thank you to you on Thanksgiving. Not newsletter probably, but at least blog posts with
Okay.
the
We're
recipes.
We're getting our stuff
Yeah.
together for the newsletter. It's just
Because-
coming soon. Hopefully by winter.
Yes,
maybe.
it's not Thanksgiving today, but it is in a few days. So like I don't we don't want to like
Overbear.
we've got stuff going on. Yeah, I don't want to overbear you.
We
Be
all
like,
know how
Sam,
our-
we need a newsletter in 3 days, or like
Pronto.
actually it'd be more than 3 days, but in a few days.
It's in the works though. It's coming
yes.
soon.
Okay.
We are
yes,
starting
we
that.
can post some of our recipes.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Might
post some
not
of
be
the
the one I'm
recipes.
doing for this Thanksgiving, but it might be a Thanksgiving-ish recipe.
Okay,
Just one that
you can
the-
do whatever you want.
We will see.
One that the viewers can value. That's.
But I'll do my stuffing recipe probably because that's kind of what I'm known for.
Okay.
Yep.
You're gonna do dirt pudding.
Dirt pudding.
And then
We'll
What do
see
you
for
think, Sam?
this year. I'm just making vegetarian soup out of things that I already have in my home.
you should write it down as you go.
Okay,
girl.
well, if it's good, we'll see. Because I'm just
Like,
going to be throwing
You know
stuff
what?
in there.
I don't want to.
I
I'm
think-
not going to the store in this COVID shit. So we're just going to see what we have in the cupboard and what
For
I
your
have.
Misfits box and
yeah,
stuff.
from my
Yeah.
Misfits box, which I'm mad because I won't
I'm
get
sure it'll
next
be
week's
great.
until Friday. So I
Yeah.
can't use it to... But
Did-
I gotta
use it.
have a lot of stuff saved from last week.
You know,
Didn't
before you
Grandma-
leave
oh.
here, I can give you some stuff. Like I have celery and onion and like a few other things that I have in excess.
Nice.
So like if you want or need some of that,
Nice.
to, like, supplement?
Yes, we will.
you let me know,
Like-
girl. I got you.
Well, I've got a bunch of stuff. I have tomatoes. I
Yeah.
have like impossible meat that I can add in it. So
Nice.
I'm gonna say it's gonna probably be like somewhat like a goulash, but we'll see.
I think it's going to be delicious.
And I
think you should
Did
document
Grandma
either
used
way
to
though,
make
because even if
Okay.
it's shit, you can
Even
just tell
if
the people this is shit. This is a recipe.
This is the worst recipe.
Oh, it sounds like
I'll
the
do
stuff that
little
Grandma
videos
used to
and
make.
shit.
Do you remember Grandma used to make garbage soup? She would call it that. She would literally.
Yeah,
or
My,
garbage
my
soup,
mom
uh-huh.
was just talking about this the other day. Yeah, she
Just
would
throw together everything that you have in the
throw
house.
together what you got.
Yeah.
like including like leftovers that were in the back of the fridge.
Oh,
like
no.
No, that's what Grandma does.
Oh, well, I mean, it depends on how old it is. Like, if it's, say, chili, that's only like a day or two old.
Oh yeah, you can use that to make
put
your
that
next
to
chili.
goulash, right? You
Can make goulash with it for the most
There's
part.
other
It might
yeah.
have
things
beans
you
in
can,
it too,
you know,
but
taco meat you can kind of play around with, make mashed
Mm-hmm.
potato taco bowls or nachos and more tacos. I mean, there's a few things that you
Yeah.
can make last
But
a
I mean, she would
while.
she might take like
But,
taco meat
yeah.
and put in like beans and like that, leftover like maybe even baked beans. I don't know.
And
Along
mac and
with other
cheese
stuff,
a
and-
little bit, like if it's there.
Like,
or at least the
literally just
noodles,
throw
maybe. I
everything.
don't know, elbow noodles. You just throw in what you got and see what you come out with.
Those kitchen
Oh,
witches.
when I was
That's
in the
right.
army and I lived
I
up
think
at
Grandma would totally be a kitchen witch. I'm just saying.
Oh,
yeah, and
Mom,
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because even at the church she would be in the kitchen all day, every day.
Serving,
Yeah.
like, what, 200
Food
plus
is her
people.
magic.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
gosh.
everyone loves her potatoes, her
I
like
love her-
cheesy potatoes,
Ooh, yeah, girl. Those are
casserole
good.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love her biscuits and gravy.
Oh, biscuits and
that
gravy.
No,
to me-
not for me.
Oh, I
Well,
that's
that got
right.
ruined when you were a kid.
It's not too much of it. Like, have you ever tried it since then, or you just don't?
Yeah,
care for it
I
at all?
have, but even because I've a lot of the time been back and forth vegetarian, so like it's
Yeah.
just not
Right.
like when I'm eating meat, that's not something that I go to because
It's just not a favorite of yours.
not good memories.
Yeah.
See me, I'm just like,
Well-
oh my god, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny that so we'll share our recipes, but so yes, grandma's. This is where this all originated. Our grandma, she's not a witch. But if she were one, she would definitely be a kitchen witch for sure. And But it sort of originated at their house, but our family, as the kids grew up and whatever, and the cousins grew up, and started having kids of their own, my mom's place, it's just a little bit larger than my grandma's. So I think it sort of naturally progressed to here. I think there was like a few transition years though, that we went to restaurants.
I think the kitchen had more cooking space. Cooking room was here.
Absolutely. We did have it over at your mom's, I think, a couple years.
A couple years it was at my house.
And that worked out nicely too, actually. Yeah. It wasn't bad because the location was a little more centralized.
Well, I feel like it was here and then at your place for a couple years when the dining room at our place was bad, and then...
Let me say something about one year it happened at my house, though, because I remember... like Steve was over and they were cooking the turkey and they went to like open the oven door and like either it fell off or it wouldn't open and they had to take it off or something, but like
I feel like I vaguely remember.
Like we had to take the oven apart to finish getting the dinner cooked because it was the oven. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then like I think we had to like break out like our broiling like machine, like it was like a big like countertop machine that was like a broiler, so we had to like break that out and finish cooking it in that.
Oh I do not remember
I don't remember that.
I
don't remember that in like, well, like I say, I kind of vaguely feel like I remember this, but like not a lot of it.
Like, yeah, it worked out so nicely over there. And she's like, except for it really didn't.
No, I feel like something like that happened every year. It happened there, but I don't remember what all of them were. But like I feel like every year it happened at my mom's. It was like a catastrophe and like something.
Oh no.
Mom's like, I'll just do it over at my place. It's cool.
Done. We're done hosting.
Which, I mean, in all fairness, I'm sure that
this
there's
probably not gonna be a
chaos that happens there too.
Right.
But at least it's not the oven, door busting off. So that's a good thing.
Well, to get back into topic a little, like I'll touch on, so like when I go to my dad's house, we usually don't do like the traditional meal. Mm-hmm. I think partly because they know that's usually a lot of people's like second meal because we have,
So what do you guys usually do?
She usually makes, my stepmom, she usually makes like stuffed shells or something like that. That's like the standard
like with
that I
cheese
remember.
And stuff or something? Or?
Yeah, with like I think ricotta and like all of the.
Is it like those big? They almost look like the
macaroni and
cheese shells, but giant.
Yeah, with the sauce on them. Yeah,
I haven't had them much, but they look delicious.
They do look really good.
And they always make like salads and stuff, like big like salads to go with it and stuff. Yeah. So. Nice. I usually like eating over there, but that's the thing that I remember most is having that. I'm sure she's made other things like a couple times, but I don't. That's the thing that I remember. So we used to go to her mother's house, I believe it was. Yeah. And like then I would always bring my green bean casserole, and there was like the first year that I brought something over there. I brought that, and I didn't have like those onion thingies that people usually put on it. So I remember I put like sour cream and onion ruffles. And everybody loved it. So that's what I was like supposed to bring every year now because everyone was like, oh yeah, Sam can make that with her ruffles.
Nice.
I'm like the queen of figuring out ways to use like
what you have.
What I have, yeah. So like if I'm making
take
like
a lesson from you
chicken or something like that, I almost always have flour around. So I'll just like, throw the flour on it, put some egg, and then if I have like old crackers or like the bottom of a bag of chips, Doritos, whatever,
just
or
make a
like
crumb for it.
Yeah, make a crumb for it out of that, or if I have a couple of things, I'll mix them together, like some crackers, some chips.
Yeah.
Or,
like, well, when I did that a whole lot when I lived up in New York when I was in the military. Because it was me and my fiance at the time, and then I had a roommate. My fiance moved his son up there and his parents. So we were I was making dinner for 6 people, sometimes like 7 or people at a time. So like that gets cupboards get bare pretty fast if you don't go to the store all the damn time or like buy in bulk and like
you gotta pretty much see what you got and make it work.
And it was a little 2-bedroom apartment. Like, man, we were squeezed in there. It was rough, but I don't know how I survived.
She was like, God, I don't want to go back to those days.
I would just like cook like
so
noodles and put ranch dressing on it, and they would eat it, and that's what we did but it was good somehow. Like, I don't know how. Was it good because we were so bored we believed it was good? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, sometimes when you, have only limited options, you come up with the best concoctions.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta
do. Salt and pepper, it's good.
But yeah, Now, yeah, it's usually at our mom's house. You usually bring drip pudding. I usually do stuffing. Sam, I think you've done that green bean casserole for us before, I feel like.
I think I brought that before, and I usually try and bring a vegetarian dish of some sort, because, like, our family, like, even the green bean casserole has, like, bacon or something in it, or, like, you know, something that I...
Not vegetarian.
When I'm eating vegetarian...
Like, put that on the side, y'all.
I can't eat a lot of the dishes, even, like, the side dishes. So I bring my own, like, vegetarian dish of some sort to most things.
Yeah.
So
let's go back to kind of our Thanksgiving stuff.
Well, with our dad, we did go to his place a couple of times, because over the years...
Yeah, I think
especially when there was some transition, I think, between, like, going to my grandma's to, like, I think we went to my mom's and then to your place when our thing got bad, and then back to my mom's. So in some of those interims, like, sometimes we would go to our dad's, you got the other, while that side went to a restaurant, or, like, sometimes we went to both. Yeah, so it was,
throughout the years, we've basically made transitions between where we celebrate / who.
But when we go to our dad's, it's kind of not. It's more of it is actually a little bit more of the traditional meal with him. A turkey, usually mashed potatoes. Although they're usually like the Bob Evans or
microwave, which is good,
which is fine,
but not homemade. On our side of the family, everything is very homemade and from the heart on Grandma's side, and at our dad's house.
But he usually does make Grandma's stuffing, which is what I usually make on the other side. But it's so good anyway.
He makes a good turkey every year.
He does make a turkey every year. Yes, he does. Which I'm proud of him for.
Yes, and then he always makes the baked biscuits as well.
Yeah, he usually gets like rolls, and then we throw those in the oven for a few minutes after. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good meal, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I'm usually satisfied with it. And
he'll usually have like some kind of.
And then we'll usually visit afterwards, and we usually watch a show, or watch a game, or we'll watch a game. We'll watch a show or play a game.
Yeah.
And visit and talk and just kind of catch up. And then,
we're not seeing him
now
this
that we have
year,
Kelly,
of course, but
I'm not seeing my dad this year either.
About what we're doing this year.
Yeah, let's do
because, as we said at the top, like, this is going to be a very different year for everyone. Like, I mean, we see each other a little bit because of the podcast, but also because the reason that we are okay with being around each other a little bit is because of like childcare options and like schooling and stuff. Yeah. There is a little bit of cross exposure.
But outside of that, none of us really go anywhere. At all.
Except for Susie. We have minimal exposure, and even me, when I do go to work, I try to be very cautious about my...
And you work overnight, so it's not...
I'm not amongst the public. I'm only amongst my coworkers.
And even that, I'm guessing you guys social distance.
Yeah, I'm usually on my own.
And you're in essence by yourself.
I sanitize all night, and I also
I mean, not to say that means you're going to be 100% invulnerable.
Oh, right. Of course not. But at the same time, we do our best to minimize.
She doesn't work with the public in the way that people that work during the day do.
Like, I don't leave my house ever. Like I mentioned, I think in a previous episode, I've gone maybe to a store 3 times, and like each time I go like in, I get out, and then I like go and shower and like 4 times and like cry a little bit, and
just like
I don't know why people aren't like, not that I'm like living in fear over it, but I just think so many people are taking it not
nonchalantly
at all, and that's what's like, seriously, people like.
Well, I think that's the thing. If people were taking it more seriously, then it would be slowing the spread, and then it wouldn't be leaving the people that are so vulnerable in such a bad state where they are so likely to get it versus it being so minimized to where they're not likely to get it anyways until there is something to save. Like, it's sad, but...
Yeah, so how are we doing Thanksgiving this year?
We're changing the way that we're doing it because of all of this pandemic stuff.
Are you going to go see your dad this year? We're not.
No.
We aren't.
I'm not even going to see my brother, even though he's coming to town. Like, I can't.
So but we are kind of celebrating on the mom side, which is the side we share. And so we're doing a sort of Meals on Wheels sort of deal.
Yep.
So, it's really no secret that my mom and I are neighbors. So.
Yes.
So, like...
And my mom lives here, at the neighbor's house, so...
And, yes, and she's in the process of moving in with me next door. So it's like...
That's why we're not really, like, we're quarantined outside of who actually lives with us, which is pretty much we all live here.
But it's 2 households.
Yeah, kind of, because of the shared between
blended
there.
Household.
Yeah, it's a blended household, sort of. It's basically like one property almost.
Commune.
That's right. Our own little commune here. We grow our vegetables and we make dinner for one another.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see them every day or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're mostly next door. But, like, we shop together. Like, my mom will usually go out and shop for both households. Like, because it limits, again, the expense.
Which I've
going out.
considered
Like,
actually doing the shopping for all of us. I need to actually, because I'm going
girl,
to
I would
work
totally
once
give
a
you
week.
money to do that. Because
That's
then
what
you
I'm
could just...
thinking.
When you're at your job, just do
We should make, like,
Right.
an order slip for you.
That's what I'm
So we,
thinking.
like, know how... Like, Mayor, Susie,
Could
Mom,
she just put
three-
in an
three-
online order and then have
Yeah.
you pick it up, or no?
That might even work as well. I think we have free pickup right now.
Oh, do you
So
really?
I could literally just say, I
Pick
need
it
to
up
pick
for
up
us?
this, and I can have other people shopping it for me.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta do is at the end of my shift just say, hey,
Get-
and I can
pick
put
up
in
their
my
orders.
own order too.
Oh, yeah, because then
I
you
don't know
can
why I
shop
don't
your own
do
order
that.
or, like...
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? It's business for them, right?
Right,
You
exactly.
ordered it
Limit
before
the
work.
contact.
It really
Yeah.
does. That's why. Well, the only thing
It's
that
a
I
sale
kind
for
of
them.
right. The only thing that I hope that they're doing, and I don't know 100%, is I hope that the person that's doing the shopping sanitizes before they do the shop.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably true. It's probably a requirement for that.
Can
job.
you request to do your own shop? Probably not.
No.
You're like,
it's
no,
a-
you gotta
it's
take
a-
your time. We're
It's
like,
a specific person's job that they're given hours to do. Like they're,
Yeah.
a
Right.
department.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure
not
that they
her
have
job.
like some.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not my job to do my shopping.
Yeah. But yeah, like we should
no,
totally do that because
Yes.
it limits the amount of people that
Yeah.
are like out.
And then
I
I
was
would get
gonna
paid
order
when a shop
stuff off
shopper would get
Amazon.
paid instead, plus tips, right? No, I'm just
You
kidding.
order on Amazon,
I know. I was gonna order some food off Amazon, and like it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
upcharged on there. Like
I never even thought to order
it's
Yeah.
just
Amazon.
because I was like, oh, it could get to my house right away, and I could make it for Thanksgiving because I'm not getting my
Oh,
Misfit
right.
box
Yeah.
until Friday this week. So, but
Yeah.
I have
like,
stuff. at
no,
home.
thank you, way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like
I
they
mean,
super upcharge for just for food. I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I would they upcharge it a little bit. I think just in general in or on like online platforms, so that way the like in between can get a cut. Like the application service probably, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
Right.
get some cut of that, and then so so they still get their profit margin at the store. I'm guessing they probably have to go up a little bit to make up that charge, but we ultimately pay for it, right? I mean, like. But it is like an additional service, I guess. But like, I would think right now though, it would just make so much sense for stores to like go to a model where they just that's what they use their employees for, and
Well,
then
and
just do pickup.
And they
Like,
don't
why-
have customers going inside at all.
exactly like
Yeah.
that would be like a huge. I think we
Dun,
mentioned.
dun, dun.
Yeah.
We'll be getting into that.
We'll be
in
getting
later
into
episode, actually.
Yeah, it's not gonna
Yeah.
be. It'll come out soon.
That's one thing I am grateful for this year, though, is our essential workers and the people that
Yeah,
are out there
100%.
working and doing,
Thank you,
like,
Susie.
keeping us going,
Yeah.
and our healthcare workers.
And the moms,
It's
to both of
crazy to
you,
see
who are
how much
taking care of our
perspective-
kids
Our
with as
futures.
little, with much less help these days.
It's really cool to see how much perspective has really been brought to those people because, yeah, like even the drive-through people and even the restaurant workers and like even like the firefighters that still have to go in and do, it's just crazy how all these things are taken for granted every single day.
Yeah.
And now that the times are the way that they are, now everybody's finally like, oh yeah, by the way, thank you for what you do. Like, which
Yeah.
is really great that they are doing that. But it's sad that they're not paid right still.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So, because they've taken away hazard pay even, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
for most companies. So all of us essential workers that are on the front line still are not getting paid extra to be doing that at all.
It's so crappy, and like and especially right now, it's like there's so many people like out of jobs and stuff like that. That really the only thing they can afford to do is shop at like big box stores.
Yeah.
Because again, they have benefit of economy of scale, which again we kind of go into a little bit in another episode. So,
Right.
but like yeah,
But yeah, we're not getting back on topic. So
Some things that we're not
this
so
is supposed to
thankful
be like a quick
for.
15 minutes, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we're going on to like an hour.
we're not.
So-
We're like at like 25 minutes.
Oh, is it? That's not too bad,
That's not much.
actually.
It could still
Oh,
be a
a
mini
little bit of
episode at a
cuts.
half an hour, right?
A little bit of cuts here and there.
So-
It'll still be good.
Back on topic, though, have you guys ever celebrated any type of, like, Friendsgiving? Like, when you were in college, did you have, like, a Friends
You know what? I
Thanksgiving?
feel like there were a few times, but they usually had it around the time of the holiday with people who didn't have
a family.
And
home.
So
that's nice.
It is really
and that
nice.
was something that I was going to speak on. That, like, we're in a place of privilege, I think, that where we're in a safe home 100%. And we don't have to deal with any types of abuse, and that's something that, unfortunately, not everybody is blessed with. So
yeah.
It's good to represent for those people that don't necessarily, have the blessings that we have. So, and to recognize how grateful we are for that.
100%.
Did we ever get to what exactly we're doing this year?
Yeah, Meals on Wheels. We never really gave the logistics of this.
So we are so off topic on these things. This is terrible.
they know us by now. They're getting to know us.
Anyway,
we go off track.
This year we are celebrating differently because of COVID, and we are calling it Meals on Wheels.
Which we know is like another thing as well, but that's what we're considering it because of how it's working. So,
we're all making food and bringing it basically to Grand Central Station, which
is
would
like
be your mom's house.
my mom's house.
And then your mom's going to divide it into little like boxes.
Kind of like our own little takeout restaurant.
Yeah, and porch deliver it to our family members.
Yes.
Which is super awesome of her. Thank
With the
you
exception,
so much,
I think,
Mom. We are also super grateful for you
sure.
and your ability to assemble these things for us.
Yeah. 100%.
Shout out to the mothers over there, because I'm sure Aunt Bev is going to be helping as well, and to Marilyn, because Marilyn's going to be cooking and helping package as well.
I'm going to make my soup, but
I'm
going to just deliver that on the porch and then go back home, because I think we're going to be quarantining at that point.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just making mine, dropping it off, and they're delivering it.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So, even though we have limited exposure,
still a way for us to celebrate each other's favorite dishes / send each other love through food.
And have leftover food and not have to cook for several days. Thank God.
Yeah.
That's what
we're going to be starting like we have decided we're going to take a few week break again.
Yeah.
To catch up, because we have parters in this, and
just because of how extreme things are, and our state is back into stage 3 mitigations, where we're not supposed to be crossing households. So we're going to not do that. We're going to follow orders because we find it important to slow the spread and continue to quarantine responsibly.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So no more quarantine bubble.
No.
For a few weeks. And
man, my children for 2 whole weeks with just me and them. But
we
are
going to FaceTime each
other. I just went through it a couple weeks ago, and it really sucks in a sense, because you feel like, oh gosh, I need to get away. I want to get away. I want to get out. But at the same
time,
had
some really nice days outside though.
You
recently.
Look back and you think about, man, I've gotten all this family time, and I've gotten all of this stuff that I can do now around the house that I used to not be able to focus on because I had to do so much stuff outside of the house. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things that is actually a blessing in disguise. Speaking of
I'm fortunate that I'm able to homeschool him, because like I said, like our essential workers, they're not able to stay home and have that choice exactly. So I like the fact that I get to stay home and homeschool him. That's another thing I'm super grateful for this year, and because it's working out so much.
And that's one less person in your household too.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like on top of the fact that that situation works so much better for him. Like, again, you know, that it is one less person in and out of your house right now too, which is like,
we're just hunkered down.
Yeah, I know some people are like, oh, kids, they don't spread it. Yes, they can.
Kids
I mean,
are so
come
messy.
on.
They're germ aware.
So we're thankful that we've had our little bubble for a little while, but we're going to be responsible because we need to be.
Is there anything that you guys plan on doing just at your own house then, since we're going to be like, I know we're just getting our food delivered that day via our family members, but are you guys doing anything in your family home?
Not in well, I mean, I live alone-ish right now, because your mom and my mom are neighbors, but your mom will be here sometimes moving stuff in and
Are there any shows that you watch for Thanksgiving? Because I usually will watch Friends.
The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Usually, I'll, because
it's so
sometimes
funny
I
that
decorate.
you brought up Friends.
Like, all the Thanksgiving episodes are great episodes.
It's so odd that you brought Friends up, because just like 2 days ago, I bought this Friends shirt from my work on clearance.
You bought more stuff, Susie?
I did. I'm sorry. It was on clearance and half off clearance price. Plus, discount. I had to get it. It was a Friends shirt. Plus, it was my favorite color. But anyways, so I bought this Friends shirt, and I was thinking to myself, man, I really want to rewatch that whole series because I forget all the stuff that's in it.
I have it all on DVD, but like plus it's on like HBO, I think.
Yeah,
too,
I'm sure I probably have it on some show that we have a link
Yeah.
to, but I totally want to rewatch that series.
That's one of it. I like that one.
It's corny at times, but I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those like you just have it on and like read a book like while watching it, or like, you know, like
you have it on
like,
as background noise while you're doing something else and still like get
maybe
the
that's just because I've
it.
seen it so many times that like I don't have to pay that.
Well, it's like weird because like because I sort of am in the central hub kind of like, and that kind of is my mom's house in some ways on our side of the family. Mm-hmm. It has sort of become the central hub over the years, and that I think is even more so now that we're neighbors. So like I think that in a lot of ways the result of that has been that I am usually up later than most people. Like you guys can sometimes leave, but like Steve and stuff like that will usually stay later and we'll play games, and it's so much fun. But you guys have kids and stuff, so can't always.
If I wasn't a single mom all those years, I would have stayed later.
So I don't really have a whole lot of tradition outside of that, because usually when I get home I'm usually pooped by that time, being social that long.
We should make a Facebook chat for ourselves, like just the cousins, and play Cards
like
Against Humanity or something.
Oh my gosh, we could
do enough of them have it, like
that would be
we could play a game no matter what it is. I think we should do a cousins game on Thanksgiving and like hold a little. We'll schedule that.
How would we do it? Because they'd see it.
I don't know.
We could do trivia or something. We'll do something.
Yeah.
We could do a game night. We should 100% do that.
I am down.
Yeah.
I miss the
excited.
cousin game nights.
I know. And you'll already be home, so you can say we can do it as long as we want.
Yeah. Bless you.
But yeah, so
maybe that'll be another thing that we're doing this year then.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because like I say, usually I'll get home, I might like turn on and like just to wind down because I have to wind down a little bit. I'll watch like the Santa Claus, and outside of that, like it's always the game night. Like I'm usually pooped, like I say, when I get home, so I go to bed fairly quickly.
Or Xbox?
So Trevor has the PlayStation, whatever it is. 4. I think I have a PlayStation 4 also. Mine's packed up and put away, and then we have an Xbox 360 that's also packed up and put away.
That'd be an easy way for us all to game together. Be like,
play You Don't Know Jack or something. Like, do you guys have like the You Don't Know Jack games? I think those ones might be able to play via like internet. I don't know.
That's an older one
I can always bust out
it.
that, like, maybe each of us could be like a game show host or something for a part of it, or a couple of us.
We'll schedule it. We'll work the kinks out off the air.
Yeah, we will.
Yes. So I think basically we've talked about what we were going to talk about on the episode. We were planning on basically, just kind of ways we used to celebrate.
I think I'm going to take a little bit of time off of Dylan's school and just do some like mindfulness type of things with him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like Thanksgiving per se, but like just gratitude wise and
being present and just having the moments. And
I'm gonna work on
maybe do some fall autumn-ish crafty things.
Yeah, I think we just really want to get across to our audience how thankful we are for them and share a little bit of our tradition with them. And
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for being with us this year on Thanksgiving, and we will have another episode for you next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the second episode.
This our not so Minisode.
Yeah.
Well, they know we're talkers. It happens.
They love us. Most of them, I hope.
There are at least a few out there.
Listen to us if they didn't, I guess.
Yeah,
you don't have to be listening to this. So.
I think they enjoy us. So thanks again for listening, and we will see you soon, Coven.
See you soon. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Midwest Coven Cast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review below. You can also join our coven by following us on social media. At Midwest Coven on Twitter, at Midwest Coven Cast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can also find us at MidwestCovenCast.com. Until next time, blessed be.